Hey folks, it's Eric with Chevy of Everett, and I got a surprise for you. The all-new redesigned 2023 Chevy Colorado. I have the work truck, which we'll get into that in a little bit, and I have the first ever Trail Boss from the Colorado, and it is amazing. I can't wait to tell you about it. So with this here, you got the work truck, you got the LT, you have the Z71, the ZR2, and the first ever Trail Boss. This thing speaks for itself, folks. If you look at the front, if you're a fan of the Colorado or any of the Chevy products in the past, you've seen the way they've looked. They've had rounded hoods, rounded edges. This year, they've totally redefined what you look at in curvature. You can see the hood, it's just displaced in all different variables. It reminds me, especially with this blue color, it reminds me of the ocean. You stand out there, you look at the waves just rolling, and when you look at this beautiful blue color on the front of this hood, it literally looks like it's rolling. Everything from the lights redone to the whole front design, all the way over here, it's an amazing truck. The cool thing about the new model of this Colorado, the 2023, besides the looks, the features, everything about it, it's the engine. They took the engine that they've been using in the Silverado, that 2.7 liter turbo, and I know you guys think, oh, 2.7 liter, it's a turbo. It is an amazing engine. This engine right here, depending on the platform, can tow up to 7,700 pounds. And in a truck like this, I'd like to see the other trucks beat it. It's got a 2.7, the 2.7 turbo, and the 2.7 liter turbo high output. It's an amazing truck. See for yourself. Now with the work truck, it's pretty decent. I love it, especially if you just need a job that needs to be done. You don't need to go off-roading with it. It's got the 17s on it. Then with the Trail Boss, you look at these wheels and you're like, wow, these are 20-inch wheels on a truck that's meant to go off-road, and it can off-road. This particular package obviously has the blackout. You got the Colorado blackout. You have the side steps. It's just an amazing vehicle when you get a chance to look at it in person. So it has a 2-inch lift on the Trail Boss with what they call an ultra-wide stance. You can see how wide and buffered out everything is, from the fender flares to the look of the wheels. And then you get your 9.5-inch ground clearance. So imagine going off-roading and wondering if you can make it over that next obstacle, knowing that you do have your 9.5-inch ground clearance. Seems like a pretty cool machine to me. And I know I'm gonna mention it a lot, everybody, because when you do a full redesign on something from the inside and out, everybody expects it to be different. This is different. They've tried to maximize everything they can from the visualization of this vehicle. We go back to the ocean waves, as I call it, to where it's just pure curvature here. There's even mountains here on the scrape pad. Just gives it that nice little look. It's even on the tailgate. When we get over here, we'll be able to see mountains here along the side. You got the big Trail Boss logo on the back with the curvature. The other cool thing that a lot of people love is, yes, those side steps are still here. And you know, the previous Colorados, they actually had lines on the side steps when you get up here. Now they have these cool little patterns, like hexagon patterns, to give you better grip. Maybe you got mud on your shoes, maybe you in the snow. This way it gives you a little bit more traction, makes things a little safer when you're trying to get in and out of your rig. And this year, Chevy's first Stow Flex tailgate. Unlike the other tailgates in the past, this one's pretty neat. Before I do open it up, I do want to point out the sensors that come on some models. It's even on the work truck. And then the cool, they got away with the lines. There used to be lines right here that just went down. Now they have this cool little grip material. It almost looks like a metal type of look, but that's again for safety in case you have gunk or mud or anything on your shoes so you can get in and out. Here's the cool thing about the tailgate. You'd expect the tailgate to come all the way down, which it can come all the way down, but what I've actually done is I've taken the tailgate hook onto this little piece right here, and I've made it kind of an extender. Now, if you have something in here and you need to travel and have it hang over, this tailgate's rated to hold up to 500 pounds. That way you know that your load can be safe with you. The other cool thing that we have here is this. Put anything you want in here as long as it fits. There's even an option to put a kicker speaker inside of here to have some music. Maybe you go camping, you're doing gardening, whatever you want to do. You just want to listen to music outside. You can do it. A lot of people ask about the measuring tape over here. My dad's a contractor growing up, and I know a lot of guys and gals like to put wood on the edge of their tailgate, cut it off with a saw. But what other thing, you don't have to reach for your tape measure. You just look at 17 inches, make a mark, turn it, take the cut. Just make sure you don't cut your tailgate, because these are pretty nice and you don't want to ruin them. So a lot of cool things. You look at the back of a truck and you say, what can I do with the truck? You could do lots of things in here. The one thing I do love is you have 8 standard hooks right here. These are really strong, and they also have a room for you to be able to get 9 more accessory hooks, so that way if you do need to have more ties to tie things down, make sure your load's safe. Whatever you're doing, you can do it there. The one cool thing I love about this here is if you've seen the old backs of the previous Colorados, they won't have this right here, which there's 2 notches, and it's actually meant for you to fit dirt bikes in here. I know you're not going to fit no 450s in here, any of the big ones, but if you got a couple of bikes you want to throw in here and go for a trip, these things right here are meant for the tires. It's pretty neat. Plus, 4x4s, 2x4s, you can make shelving, anything you'd like. I think you've done a good job. When you put that much love and effort into a bed of a truck, it just shows you the quality of something and how they care about their drivers. So here it is. We're gonna go ahead and start it up. Smooth, clean, lots of cool things on this. Most of it's powered by technology. If I want to turn the defroster on, the lights on, anything like that, I'm doing it through the screen. Turn traction control off through the screen. There's also, a really cool feature where you could just be like, okay, Google, take me to McDonald's. So besides having Google connectivity, it still has your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you notice, it has that nice 11-inch screen. It has the 8-inch driver display up here. It's fully customizable. The other cool thing is it has the mode selector. Now the mode selector is so big that it takes up the whole 11-inch screen. On the Trail Boss, you get off-road mode. You're gonna get a tow haul mode. You're gonna get a terrain mode. You're gonna get a normal mode. When you get into the ZR2, it's gonna have the first ever Baja mode, and that's gonna let your vehicle perform at its maximum capabilities while you're in the sand. So if you ever decide that you wanna go dooning and you feel like your truck can't do it, just put it into Baja mode and enjoy the journey. So besides the controls of being able to control the basics like I explained, they also have an air down mode, which is pretty neat. It's actually lets you have the ability to set a target tire pressure for all 4 tires. You tap start, and then it will deflate each tire to the pressure that you want it at, and it'll honk the horn when it's at the PSI that you actually set. It's pretty neat when you think about it. The other cool thing is they have an off-road control here. So if you click the off-road control, you can actually see the G's that you're doing, the steering angle, your transfer case, what it's doing. You can put it on terrain mode. You can see your pitch, you can see your roll. You can also see the PSI inside of your vehicle. It has overlanding as well, so you can see your elevation. Right now, we're sitting at 427 feet. I know, it's Western Washington. In Eastern Washington, we'd be above sea level. We're actually pointing southwest because that's what we're doing, and it tells me what drive mode I'm in. It even gives me the exact coordinates. 4755 north, 12213 west. It's pretty neat. I almost feel like I'm driving a boat. I don't even think you can drive a boat, but you can captain a boat, right? It feels cool. The one cool thing I like about the Colorado this year is the standard safety features. From the lane departure system, the forward brake mitigation, it even has a pedestrian reader. And not only that, but it can actually differentiate between a pedestrian and a pedestrian on a bicycle. I mean, that's pretty cool when you think about it. You're in a truck, sometimes, we not paying attention, things like that, but our truck is always paying attention for us. Please drive safe, and remember that people are around us. All right, folks, well, that was fun, and we'll be back soon when we get our first ZR2. Remember, Chevy of Everett is home with a better experience where you get oil changes for life and a powertrain warranty for life with your new vehicle purchase. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks a lot.